This week on Checkpoint.
Ndilahlekwe izimpahla zami, impahla zabantwana, ifurniture yami, nezindlu zami zonke zachabalala.
Forced removals in Pondoland. A community fights back.
These things I worked hard since 1994 and they were demolished in 1 minute.
The next day, you don't have a thing. You turn into a beggar.
This is Checkpoint, and I'm going to give you the mabuse. They came unannounced with bulldozers, apartheid style, and demolished homes people had lived in for more than 20 years. When challenged, authorities in Lusikisiki in the Eastern Cape denied involvement despite evidence to the contrary. Now the community has forced the municipality to account. This report from independent producer Julie Laurenz and cameraman Tyrone Marcus.
This was once Fundisile Tamsanga's home. He was one of 150 people left stranded in 2016 when bulldozers arrived unannounced and demolished occupied homes. Residents used their cell phones to film the demolition.
Some of the municipality security vehicles came and parked there, and the full, heavily armed security guards came out and disperse and breach their firearms with intent to shoot if there is a need for that.
The area, called New Rest, falls under the Nguza Hill municipality in Lusikisiki in the Eastern Cape.
So I took that footage and they said, I'm not allowed to take a photo. I've said to them, I can't, why must I take a photo for my house? Because you are demolishing my house. I have to take it. They said I'm not allowed for that. But I took it.
Nomvo Kukana says the armed men ordered them to leave with only their children. They watched helpless as their furniture and homes were destroyed.
Ndilahlekwe izimpahla zami, impahla zabantwana, ifurniture yami, nemithi yami emoshakeleyo nocingo lomsi. The
destruction began at 10 in the morning, and in less than 3 hours, every house had been flattened. Ayanda Mfolozi was a student at UKZN at the time. He received a frantic call from his father to say their family home was being destroyed. He immediately headed for the Eastern Cape, a 4-hour drive from Durban. En route, he called a friend at Lawyers for Human Rights, who contacted the Nguza Hill municipality to ask what was going on.
She called me back saying that the municipality guys are not responding positively in terms of what's happening. You see, that's the thing, they're denying that there's any demolishing here.
But when he arrived, his family home was no more.
I arrived here, it was around about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. You see, I was very shocked, and I had furniture inside, and it was a 2-bedroom flat. Over down there, yeah, this was my house. Which is just this was it, which is just opposite Mr. Tamsanga's place. You see, yeah, it all went down that day.
Bizarrely, the municipality denied involvement, despite images and video clips showing the demolishers wearing municipal overalls and using municipal equipment and vehicles. Zama Twasa is the municipal spokesman.
We as the municipality, we don't know. We continue and we will continue to say we distance ourselves and we would love to know who has demolished those houses.
Lawyers for human rights and residents were astonished by this claim.
Ndibonile imoto zakwamasipala kwisihlanu okanye isithandathu zingena apha kuyo le ndawo esimi kuyo kunye ne-TLB nakwahla abantu bakamasipala izecurity zakhona.
However, at the time, identifying the culprits had to wait. With so many people homeless, LHR's first priority was to set up emergency shelters.
The people are destitute. They are, like we can see here, they were sitting here. There was one big tent, the wind was blowing, the conditions were bad. So we really needed that emergency accommodation. That's always, normally that is the first step when there is evictions or demolishing of houses.
Lawyers for Human Rights got the Grahamstown High Court to order the local authority to construct emergency shelters and amenities at New Rest, the site of the demolitions, within 72 hours. The municipality had to agree that it wouldn't harass or threaten residents whose homes had been demolished. It's a constitutional requirement for municipalities to provide emergency shelter for its citizens. But the municipality refused, saying it was a huge waste of funds.
I was so shocked, not knowing what to do and not knowing where to sleep, because that was my first and only place to stay.
Instead, the municipality erected shacks 5 kilometers away in an area called Slovo.
Look at the door, like it has been damaged by the rain. You see, like seemingly the door is facing the raining side, like the side where the rain comes from. You see, like it's not strategically positioned. You see, that's the thing, and it's worn off here. Is this something that we deserve? No. Come on.
Not surprisingly, New Rest residents weren't happy with the new accommodation. The community refused to move here, saying they once owned properly furnished houses close to town. The court order had instructed the municipality to build emergency shelters at New Rest, not out in the sticks. ZAR says they built the new accommodation for the community's own safety. Lusikisiki was just getting too busy.
There is a lot of development that is taking place. If you happen to go to that place, currently there is a new police station that has been constructed. And of course there are electricity lines that are moving from that big electricity poles and lines and transformers. That would have caused damage also to those houses.
Slovo, he said, was just perfect for them.
In Slovo, there is water. In Slovo, there is electricity. In Slovo, there are roads.
But when we got to Slovo, we found no water, electricity or roads. In October 2016, Lawyers for Human Rights went back to court and filed a contempt application, which they won. The court warned Municipal Manager Fitlani and Mayor Mdingi that if they continued to defy the court, they would face arrest.
We haven't been exposed to such a warrant of arrest. Now, it would be wrong for us to comment on a document that is not at our disposal as of now. But what I can safely say, as I say to you, we built the temporary shelters. But the people who were supposed to be the owners of the temporary shelters didn't go to those temporary shelters. Instead, they filed another court, some other court papers.
Can you blame them?
No, I cannot come to that.
It's so dangerous that the official will ignore a court order. We're all in deep trouble, because if we can't execute court orders, why will we go to court? Then why is there a constitution? We really, as a country, we are in trouble then.
After the break, whose land is it anyway?
We know that the land is ours because the land was handed over to the municipality.
Ndiyamphikisa kanyanisanga uyaxoka.